So, we talking trust, you know what I mean? We talking trust law, we talking administrative processes. So, you have an administrative process when you deal with people in the public. However, you also have the private administrative process. So, the private administrative process is you have one, your your bill of exchange. So your bill of exchange is a negotiable instrument. It can be a check, it can be whatever. Whatever you accept is your negotiable instrument with a number on it. You know what I'm saying? So like when you go to Walmart, you're not negotiating the carton of eggs if you're buying eggs. You know what I'm saying? So what you want to do is you purchase that. That's your settlement. That's what you accepted it for. And then when you purchase it, that's the settlement. And then you have what's called a purchase order. Okay. So your purchase order is like your receipt. This is everything that's coming to you, and the transportation fees are included in here. So the next thing you want to get is a bill of lading, right? Because you got your bill of lading, and in this bill of lading you have everything you paid plus the transportation fees. So like if you're doing a 1099A, I'm just showing you when you do tax for tax purposes. When you do the 1099A, you're gonna have what you acquired it for, and then you're also gonna have the column for the transportation fees. So now you have a bill of lading because you have to get this asset moved from a nigga to God. Period. You know what I'm saying? So we coming from niggas and we're going to gods. You know what I mean? Ship from niggas, ship to gods. You know what I'm saying? Volume 2, by the way. You know what I mean? So, once you have that bill of lading, right? And I'm not telling you anything that I don't do. You know what I mean? I just keep my addresses private, so I'm not showing you my bill of lading. However, we have them, and after you get the bill of lading, now you have your bill of sale. This is administrative processes. So the bill of sale is saying that from the bill of exchange, you purchased this for this. You brought 12 books. It's 212, and it's today's August 12th. You brought 12 books, and you exchanged it for 12 books. So I got the alarm clock. I took the 12 alarm clocks and I traded it for 12 books from a bookstore. You know what I'm saying? Any bookstore. I've done it before. I've done it at Comedic Science. I've done it at Central Station Barters. I've done it at in Atlanta at the Atlanta Vintage Store in near Lenox Mall. Look up the Atlanta Vintage Store. I bartered a book. My book is actually there. Before I even released it, I bartered it. You know what I'm saying? And I got a old map. So that's the bill of exchange. You know what I mean? You recording on the bill of sale what was on the bill of exchange. You took 12 and got 12. That's chemistry. So for 12, you got 12. 12 elements, you got 12 other elements. You know what I'm saying? You traded these elements for this element. And now that became this. You know what I'm saying? So you went from niggas to gods again. You know what I'm saying? So this for that. That's your bill of sale. Now you receive something. So that's what you call accounts receivable. You feel me? So your accounts receivable is your addendum, right? Because you adding this in, so that came in. That's a royalty. You know what I mean? So you take that what was received, and you add that to. So going with the same theory. Let's just say I got Niggas of God part 1 and 2. 1 of 3, or what would it be? 6 of each. That's 12. You know what I mean? Because that's 12 books for 12 alarm clocks. So now we're adding that fee item to the addendum, or that asset to the addendum. Okay, so remember the basic principle of estate and finances and wealth management and commerce is assets minus liability. That's what Earn Your Leisure, they have it on their shirt, assets minus liability. So now you're adding assets to your asset column because that's potential energy. You feel what I'm saying? You can do anything with an asset. You can sell it, you can improve it, you can read and derive rivers of knowledge from it. There's so many different things that you can do with an asset. So therefore, that offsets the liability. So now you have on this addendum, you're adding your assets that you just acquired. You know what I mean? Books are assets. So if you go and buy my book and you add it to your addendum, now the value of your trust is appreciating. You feel what I'm saying? Because now you're growing, you, the human living, breathing person, is going out and acquiring assets. So now you have in law what's called an alter ego. You see what I'm saying? So now you're building up your body, just like how they built the temples of Luxor after the man. You see what I'm saying? So after they built that, I'm not going to get caught up in the names because we all are Sar. We all are Heru. You know what I'm saying? So you built temples in Luxor, you know what I mean? The temple of man, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure the sisters built the temple of women. That's the temple of Isis. You know what I'm saying? Which is Aset. So the sisters really Aset. You know what I mean? We could say Aset, we could say Charlotte. I have a theory, I'm gonna put it out there. I have a theory that Charlotte Sophia was actually born in Charlotte. Why would they name a city after somebody that's not from the city? You know what I mean? And the city of Charlotte has some of the most beautiful women in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm looking at a book, I posted it on my Instagram yesterday, of these sisters from like the early 1920s that was teaching, and they all was gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? So it's the return of the divine feminine. So they all are Aset. It ain't like you are Aset and I'm not Aset, because guess what? If that sister not Aset, but that sister is Aset, then now she gonna have it's gonna be a off balance, an offset. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be an offset. Do you understand? So you gotta have my eye. So as above, so below, as on the bill of exchange, so on the bill of sale. You like how I did that? So the bill of sale is what you purchased it for. Once you got that recorded, now you take what you received, or you can purchase it, like we just said, you can barter. You know what I mean? The Federal Reserve notes, there's a book called The New Case for Gold. And y'all gotta get that book before it gets gone, before people catch on to it. But in The New Case for Gold, I forget the guy's name, Jim something. He talks about a lot of different points on gold, why you should get gold. But one of the things that he talks about is how the people, like if we said that this was $100, right? When you go to the post office, the money order looks like this. It looks just like this. They just print. The most they can print on the money order at the post office is $1,000. So now this did not have no value. Now all of a sudden it got value because the people valued it, because you valued it. You said you wanted to go in there and get $1,000 note. So now that bond paper, that paper has value. And then when you go and exchange and you trade and you barter and you operate in commerce in the public, like in that book in Charlotte, here's a whole nother warp. We talking about we was picking cotton, we were. Are you serious? We hustlers. So if it's a whole field of cotton right here and it's on your grandma land and your grandma been surviving off of this land since before time began and you got a field of cotton, grandma do, it's big mama's cotton, and she got all these sons in the house and they not doing anything. Meanwhile, they posting pictures. I just wanted to put that scenario in there so you can look at what they call slavery from a whole nother trajectory. It's commerce. You know what I'm saying? And we were participating in commerce. Like they had, first of all, you seen they had pictures of the hybrid Europeans. And in this book, it's called Charlotte, and it was published by the Blair Publishing Company out of my home city in Chalon. You know what I'm saying? And in this, they have a picture of a young immigrant. You know what I mean? Because she talks about this is a descendant of an immigrant who's talking about the descendants of immigrants in Charlotte, and she says that a lot of them were not Scots or Irish, because the original Scots and Irish had already came to the Americas to do what they needed to do, and they were people who looked like you. You follow what I'm saying? And so when they came to Charlotte and they had this trust where they sent out their surveyors like John Lawson to survey these lands and send these reports back, just kind of like how they did with Christopher Columbus, you know what I mean? But you don't hear about De Soto, you don't hear about Francis Bacon. Come on now. They're not going to tell you about that. These people are just getting this information off of the internet and regurgitating it. They're not actually studying what was real. Like, there's not no scientific theories out there. And people are not coming and presenting to the people and the masses and going into the different auditoriums and doing their thesis on this scientific theory. You feel what I'm saying? So the Scots, Highlanders, the Irish, which I have Irish blood, I have Welsh blood. Like if you go look and you punch in on your Google Slade Castle, you see what I'm saying? Like, we have to get out of this illusion, you know what I mean? And so, going back to the cotton, yes, we were picking cotton over here on our land, unbothered for ages. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then another book reference is, see, these are Europeans, hybrid Europeans who are talking about this theory. They said that slavery wasn't what we thought it to be. This is in Indian Givers. He said it was actually a manufacturer. It was actually, the plantation was really the initial manufacturing. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go work at the steel mill, you know, is that the plantation? You know what I'm saying? When you go work, you know, at the warehouse, is that the plantation? You know what I mean? Like, no, this is how people feed their families. People come home, our culture, our people. Joe Jackson worked in the steel mills in Gary, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? So that he could provide for his five. For the five plus Janet, plus LaToya, all of them. I've been to where Michael Jackson grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had the motherfucking red steps on his porch. That might be my cousin. My granny took me there before they had GPS on the phone. You know what I mean? So it's like we've been doing this. This ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new. So, and she posted these pictures and it was a little, I'm gonna just call it white because I'm not trying to be advanced with the people, you know, what you call the white girls, the white people. It was a white kid, little girl, in the cotton field picking cotton. And then you had on the horse and buggies and the wagons, cotton stacked to the motherfucking ceiling, like how our trucks be looking. You know what I'm saying? When we be doing these shipments, and they was going to town and selling they bill of exchanges. They going to town and they selling, they bartering. You know what I'm saying? Like 1,200. Nah, man, I gotta do it. You know what I mean, for 1,000. Man, meet me in the middle. 1,100. All right, bet. We're still doing this today. Bill of exchange, boom. Now that goes to the bill of Latin, the bill of Latin. Now you got the signed bill of Latin. You got the bill of Latin. Now you got the bill of sale where you recorded the sale. You're recording the sale. You're not making the sale. The sale's already sold. You know what I'm saying? And then now you take that bill of sale, and if you're the receiver, now you adding this cotton to your asset column. You know what I mean? And then you're going, and in accounting terms, that'd be the cost of goods sold. The cost of goods sold. And then you're going back and doing the same thing over again on the opposite end. And so now you put that in addendum, and then you have your Schedule A. Now, the key in all of this is to keep that private and pull it out only when, because no weapon formed against you shall prosper. So when somebody try to say, hey, that's my cotton, tell them to read the Assyrian drama. Tell them to read the Assyrian drama. You know what I mean? In fact, that picture, I got to put it out, man, because it's a brother sitting on top of the cotton. And they going into town. And now you have to know the Assyrian drama to know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You have to know the Assyrian drama to know what I'm talking about. So, you know, they saying that Charlotte was built off of copper and gold. Copper and gold, that's this Charlotte. And so my theory is that Sophia was a charlatan. Is she Charlotte? Now and then, like 704, right? Would you give somebody the name Charlotte, or would you accept the name Charlotte from somebody that ain't grow up on the Ford? You know what I'm saying? Would you accept somebody who who naming your city after, or somebody who didn't grow up on Nation Ford, on Exit 4? Come on now. Like, you gotta be real. Same thing with Winston. We don't know who Joseph Winston is, but we from Winston. No, nigga, I'm from my mama. See how that changed the whole thing? You know what I mean? Because, like, when a baby born, that baby don't touch the land, technically. You know what I mean? You always being held. You know what I mean? Like, you supposed to do a grounding ceremony. I had one with my son in Charleston. You know what I mean? At the center, the little circle point in Charleston. I'll forget the name. I have to ask my empress. But, yeah, like, you're not from, no, you from your mother. Because your mama holding you. She's cradling you. You know what I mean? She's not about to put you on the ground. You know what I'm saying? You got to develop. You know what I mean? It's a development, the development of the black child, Amos Wilson. You know what I'm saying? So I just came on here to tell y'all, you know, we working, we hustling, but we hustling smart. You know, I'm gonna tell you what I struggle with. I come from a hustle standpoint. Like, I've been hustling since I was really 14 years old. I was going up to West Virginia hustling, doing granite countertops with my guy Brendan Mann, you know what I'm saying? And we was doing sheetrock, all types of stuff. Like, I can do that. Like, I could have did this if I wanted to. However, as time progressed, I started understanding the business side of the hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sold my hustlers work, you know what I mean? So even when we was hustling, somewhere up the line, it was a bill of exchange. saying that we gonna come in and do this work. We got our work, like, I'm 14. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about all the business. So then when I started looking at things on a business perspective when I got to college, you know what I mean? And I connected with Kelps and at Winston-Salem State, and that was an incredible era. Like, I remember telling myself, like, if you read the alarm clock, when I talk about me going out and being more active and getting more involved, I can really rewrite the alarm clock and give more detail. But I just highlighted everything. Like Jay said, I give you half the story, the rest you fill it in. In the alarm clock, I was talking about how my freshman year in college, and people be talking down on the colleges and universities, and you can't, cause you can't talk about somewhere you ain't never been to. You don't know how the culture was shifted in 2013 all the way until ever. You know what I'm saying? Like the Winston era has Beyonce posted us, man. Sierra got us, you know what I mean? Like my alma mater is like that, you know what I mean? And if you look up the ancient Aztec culture, if you look up the ancient Greek culture, which we're the ancient Greeks, you know what I'm saying? You look up ancient Egypt, not just ancient Egypt, but you look around the world, these university systems, all started by us. These secret societies, all started by us. You know what I'm saying? All started by us. Education was always prime. Haile Selassie, you know what I'm saying? That was his main point of rebuilding his nation, was the focus on education. You rebuild the nation with education. So it's like the problem is they not feeding it's messed up. I'm gonna be real. When the professors gotta ask me to come back and teach, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a triumph for me, yes. However, it's like it's so many other scholars out here. Shout out to Sabir Bey, because Sabir is actually on the ground, like it really charges me to go further with this knowledge, because he's like, I ain't just reading the book, I'm there. I've been to Carthage. Sabir been to Carthage. He's been to Spain. He's been to North Africa, Tunis, to Morocco, all over these places that people don't even know the history about. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only do he know the history, but he been there. You know what I'm saying? And not only has he been there, but he been there and he know the fucking history. So, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to Sabir. He's live every single day. I can't do it. Hell no. I can't do it. I don't have time for ignorant people that be online. I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a privateer. Like, I build in the private. You know, like, I love my private life. I got a book on it. You know what I'm saying? The Private City, that talks about Philly. I talk about how the city of Philly was built off of privatism, because they wasn't out here posting they bill of sales. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wasn't holding their bill of sale to the air. You know what I mean? So, it's just some quick game, like nuggets, you know what I mean? Like, you can rewind this back, and this is my gift to you. I ain't asking for a dime. The only thing I ask is go get my books. You know what I mean? Go get the alarm clock, go get Book of Rhymes, go get 1975, my brother book. You know what I mean? Like, show my brother love. Go get my brother book, 1975. It's better than my shit. You know what I mean? Go support the movement. Go get Nana books, man. She got poetry for your ass, nigga. Like, just a real, genuine female, you know what I mean, from the city of Cleveland, the land, you know what I mean? Like, the 216. I hope I'm saying that right. I ain't from there. You know what I mean? But Nana from there, and she's phenomenal. Got it, she went to Toledo, you know what I mean? She doing her thing. Like, she has a bright future. Go get her books. You feel me? Like, that's all I ask. Like, that's familiar. That's La Familia. We at No More Suits, like, we like have a family of authors. You know what I mean? Like if you an author and you come with us, like go get through these eyes, bro. Me and Quatre released our book the same day. You know what I'm saying? We had our pre-release the same day. What we did was historic. On November 24th, 2017, let you know how long we've been doing this. It's coming up on the 5-year mark. And technically it has been 5 years because I was in Morgan Ridge at the time when we was plotting out the release of the Alarm Clock. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The plan. We had the recordings. We used to record, man. Like them conversations is going and they never gonna get old. They can't be destroyed because it's in the ether. And so like, you know, this ain't happened overnight. And at the same time, like we have triumphs, we have victories, we have failures, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm perfect. But at the same time, that's what makes me stronger. You know what I mean? My failures make me stronger. You know, like I've been through a lot, but at the same time, it's all numb to me. You know what I mean? Like I lost five sisters this year. I lost 5 sisters that's near and dear to my heart. Miss Sylvia Hamlin, she got my books in the library at, you know what I'm saying, in Forsyth County. And they renamed the library after her in Shalom. You know what I mean? She was so proud of the man that I became because she knew the boy who my mama held, you know what I mean? Like, she knew my mother. You know what I mean? My mother braided her hair. My mother, you know, in fact, my mom did her hair before she went on the tour to Europe and Spain and Rome. She sent a letter to my mother's salon from Rome. It's in 1975. You know what I mean? Like she don't even know that we told that story. She don't even know that we told that story. You know what I mean? What other way? Like, and me and my brother real, like we not all up at the Black Theater Festival up in everybody's face and stuff like that. We could be, you know what I mean? But we also real life soldiers on the front line. You know what I mean? Like they was talking about I forgot who was talking about it, but I think it was Bobby Hemmett, when he was talking about how they had brothers, one ruled in the daytime and the other ruled at night. That's how me and my brother operate. I'm day, he night. You know what I mean? So like, go get my brother's book, 1975. Like his book is in a historical landmark in Louisville, in a historical landmark. So now you're looking at the land and that's the mark, the library. You know what I mean? But you look at that whole block. You got Quinn Chapel on that block. You got where Muhammad Ali went to school at on that block, Central High School, Centrillian, stand up. You know what I mean? Like, I was writing. I do a lot. I do journalism. I write. I do a lot. So I was writing, studying Drusilla Houston, who wrote Wonderful Ethiopians 1926, and she talks about how North American was the Maya, part of the Mayan Empire that stretched all the way from the Yucatan up to Mississippi. You know what I mean? And the Mississippi stretches out into the Ohio. So if you know how to navigate all the way from where the Mississippi's mouth is at, all the way up through Memphis, so you telling me you're not gonna make that right on the Ohio? You know what I'm saying? Come on. We navigators. You telling me you're not gonna make that left on the Missouri? I'm an explorer. If it's a road right there and it's a river road and it's a big river, oh, I'm going. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm looping it all together. You know what I mean? Manly P. Hall, Secret Destiny of America. So again, man, keep your affair, especially now and in the time and the climate that we in and everybody looking to take from you, don't let them know what you got. How about that one? Stop letting everybody know what you got. You just have your In a trust, you have your board of trustees. You can be your chairman or your captain. You feel me? You have the captain. You know the. I'm not making it personal, but you know, you want to self-govern your life, your affairs as a trust, because you do business every day. That's why I say you make yourself the captain. Who else gonna be the captain over your life? You know what I mean? Oh, y'all gotta get this boy right here. Man, okay. So who gonna be the captain? You the captain, right? And now it's like, now you captain, you gotta have your trustees, your council. And Napoleon Hill talks about the invisible council and, you know what I mean, his books. So just put all of that stuff together. And then you got your executive. Who gonna execute? You feel me? Who gonna administrate? Ministers, prime ministers. Who gonna be your prime minister? You know what I mean? So this is just discipline. This ain't like, bro, like when I tell you I slack. I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? I don't do bill of sales every day. Every time stuff come in, no, I don't. But I got to. I gotta get in the habit. And then once you rise and you appreciate, then now you can spread the love and create more job opportunities for people. You know what I'm saying? And out of love, now your right hand is providing for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just need to get these bill of sales done. You know what I mean? So you have an office for that. And again, I told you it's accounts receivable. So you have your accounts receivables. You have your accounts payables. You know what I mean? Who's making a claim on your estate? The accounts payable will pay once we see the proper seal. You know what I mean? And the proper seal is aligned with, this is where the Constitution come in. Because most of these people who are operating on the land today is going, in this territory, is going by the law of the land. And the law of the land is the Constitution, because the Constitution is based on ancient principles. Shout out to Taj. It's built on ancient principles. So this is my gift to y'all. Like, I usually don't, I be having a lot of brain spills, but I want to actually give this one out to my people of the land. And so, you know, we have to move smart, got to move strategic. Everything is about transportation. You know what I mean? Everything is about transportation. Niggas to gods. You know what I mean? We went from niggas and we came to gods. You know what I mean? We went from the city of niggas and went to the city of gods, Alicia Keys. You know what I'm saying? Alicia Keys is born on my cousin Curl's birthday. Long live my cousin Curl. Y'all who I do this for, Tamari, you know what I'm saying? Dadil, say their names, man. Christine, man. You know what I mean? That's my grandma's sister. My grandma's sister got as many descendants as my grandma got. So technically, I exist somewhere else too because of my Aunt Christine, because of her womb opened up and flooded the city of Dayton. So, Katapu, they donated my aunt, my great aunt body to a university. I'm not sure what university it is, but that's an honor I ain't never heard. It kind of caught me off guard when I heard it, but that's her will be done on earth. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a triumph. Like when we hurt here, but they celebrating in the heavens. You know what I'm saying? Because when you transition, you go to a higher plane where you can't feel nothing, you know what I mean, but joy, peace, you know what I mean, them 5 principles, it's Venus, you know what I'm saying? Venus welcomes you. The moon welcomes you. All of these constellations welcome you, you know what I mean, to the next life. But you still have control over this life on that level, you know what I mean? Like, you still have control of this life on that level. So it hurts that I really wish my mom could be sitting right here by my side. You know what I mean? Who wouldn't? I really wish she could. But, you know, at the same time, she is. And I've been hearing that my whole life, and it used to make me mad when I heard it. I'm like, you can't tell me that because you don't know what it's like to lose a mother. You know what I mean? But now I've came to that realization. That became my truth. That's become my truth. You know what I mean? So when y'all see No More Suits, y'all see the real. When you see No More Suits, you see the real. When you see No More Suits, you see the real. When you see good, you see the real. It's higher than me. You know what I mean? It's higher than me. I'm just the servant of God. You know what I mean? I'm just the servant of Deuteronomy 11. You know what I mean? So, you know, praises to the Most High. You know, the grass is greener on the other side. You know what I mean? So remember, transportation principles. This is law. You know what I mean? Shout out to Blue and Red, man. Like, y'all really need to tap into what them brothers is saying. You know what I mean? Y'all really need to tap into what the movement is, man. Shout out to my brothers at Soul Society, man. Shout out to Culture Vibes. My son up, so I gotta go. Be a dad first. Always. You always be a dad first. You know what I mean? The fountain of youth. Peace to the gods. From a nigga to a god. Shalom.